Hello, my name is Danny O'Brien. I'm the kitchen manager at Pizza Luce downtown. Today we're going to make all the food from scratch. Most of the information that you'll get from this cook manual is in here. So there's so much knowledge, I cannot tell you all of it, but I'm going to show you as much as I can with all the food that we produce today. This is an important information tool for anyone in the kitchen. It's called the food book. If you want to know anything about anything, gluten-free training, appetizers, salads, hoagies, pastas, pizzas, everything in here, core specs, recipes. It's got photos of everything we do in here, and this is a key ingredient to have a successful, it's a knowledge tool basically. It's got everything in here you want. It's got pasta salads, ice creams, desserts, every information you want in this book. Use it as a key guide. At this point I'm going to show you most of the traditional pizzas. The key thing about the cheese cup is it's very important for food cost and training to learn how much cheese goes on these pizzas. I'm going to grab my 6 ounces of pizza sauce for the pepperoni. Make sure all your sauce is out like I showed you before. Start off with the slow circular motion. Push your sauce out so there's not too much crust remaining, about a thumb's length. Smooth out your sauce so it's all even. At this point you can grab your 9 ounces of cheese, which is right up to the 2 cup line. Sprinkle about 3 ounces on the bottom. If you get a chunk like that, just break it up. At this point you can grab your 54 pepperonis and just go around in a circle as fast as possible. Until it's evenly placed all over. Use both hands at the same time. Just drop them down and then separate them. You don't want them piling on top of each other. And then take the rest of your cheese and work your edges first. You could spin the pizza if you want, keep the cheese in the same spot. Use your hand as a little barrier so it doesn't fall into the cheese tray. And then sprinkle the rest of the remaining of the cheese on top. And that's your 9 ounces of cheese. At this point you really want to just flip up your edges so the cheese doesn't fall into the oven. And it also creates a barrier for the sauce on the edge like this. And then you're just going to sprinkle just a little shot of oregano on top. One of the reasons why we put the cheese on the bottom is to help secure the ingredients from the sauce to the pepperoni or ingredients itself, and then the top layer of cheese. It also helps the sogginess of the pizza, so you don't want too much soggy in there. The cheese will actually bind to the sauce so it incorporates it so it sticks better. That's your traditional pepperoni. Let's start the classic. Again, 6 ounces of sauce. You really want to take your time on the sauce because that's one of the most important things. Your 9 ounces of cheese. Again, right up to the 2 cup line. Sprinkle the cheese on the bottom. That'll help the ingredients stick. Your mushrooms. You want to get these close to the edge first. A lot of people put it right towards the middle. That's going to create a lot of weight towards the middle, and the crust when you cut it is going to fall to the middle, so you really want to work your edges. Green peppers. If you ever seen any big pieces like this, you can just rip them up real quick. White onions. Flip it as you go. Pepperoni. 24 on this one. Again, you just go around in a circle. until it's all filled. Pat it down a little. Black olives. And the remainder of your cheese. Again, working my edges. Flip up the edges like this. A sprinkle of oregano. If you have any large parts like this at the end, you could just kind of push it out just a little so it's closer to the edge. If you have anything like an onion sitting here, you can just push it back. At this point, we can use our raw sausage. You want to do small, round balls. And of course, after doing the sausage, we would then head to the hand sink and wash our hands after touching the raw sausage. You really want to try to get each piece to have 2 pieces of sausage when you cut it, so the guests have 2 pieces. And there's your classic. This is the Spanish chicken. 6 ounces of sauce, evenly spread. And then we're going to go Spanish chicken with the layer of cheese on the bottom. And this one's like 5 ounces of cheese. A little on the bottom. Your mushrooms. Diced chicken. This gets 2.5 ounces of Gouda cheese. Just evenly place it all over so each piece gets a little. Work your edges. Red onion. Red onion is always towards the top. You don't want to hide the color of the red onion. And then the remainder of the cheese. Pinch of oregano. And just a small pinch of fresh garlic. Again, watch your edges if you have any cheese on there. If you have any areas of sauce, you can just kind of push your cheese into that sauce. And there's your Spanish chicken. This next piece is the Wrangler. It's a combination of barbecue sauce and red sauce, so you just put about 3 ounces of barbecue first. 3 ounces of red, it's half a spoodle. Mix them together. Just go slow. If you got any sauce in the middle, you can always just slide it around. Mushrooms. Your bottom cheese. That'll help the mushroom stick. Point I put in banana peppers. Barbecue chicken. Two and a half ounces of cheddar cheese. Back to the red onions on top. And the remainder of your mozzarella cheese. This pizza only gets 5 ounces of mozz. It's really not a lot, just the bottom. You get your cheddar and then your sprinkle of mozz towards the top. Work your edges, flip it all back. We're gonna finish it off Using one of these 3-prong squirters, just squeeze real lightly, don't need a lot of sauce. Do a quick zigzag like that, and there's your end Wrangler. This pizza right here is the Boss. This is Marzano's tomato. It's a little thinner than our normal pizza sauce. Spreads a little easier. At this point, put your bottom cheese on there. This is a 9-ounce mozzarella pizza. I usually put the basil towards the bottom because again it tends to burn towards the top. If you see any big pieces, just break it up. Salami halves, just go around a circle. Until it's covered. Pepperoni. What you're doing here is basically you're filling in the holes of any salami that you see. Try not to keep them on top of each other. Like this. At this point you can take the remainder of the cheese. Sprinkle it. Then you're going to take your 4 ounces of jardiniere. I usually put this towards the top because it's wet. When it cooks to the oven, it dries out a little. Plus it's really oily, so it'll glisten when it cooks to the oven with all the grease from the salami and the pepperoni. And right there is your Boss, just a little sprinkle of oregano.